Good morning. Today I'm going to be working in my husband's wood shop because his table is big enough for this project that I'm working on. And the project I'm working on is repurposing this chair. As I stated, my YouTube channel is also going to be showcasing how you can take someone else's item and create your own piece for your garden. This chair, actually, the bottom seat was all tattered and the woven seat was torn apart. So what my husband did was he took it apart, and that will allow me to put a new seat on here. And as you can see, the back of it looks really good. So there was no need for me to mess with this. But these are a couple of the items that I'm going to be working with. I have 1/2-inch project foam. I got 2 yards of fabric from Joann Fabrics. These are the seat bases that my husband cut out in the shape of the chair, so that I can adhere the fabric and the batting to it. I have my scissors and my stapling gun. So let's get started. Okay, so what I did was ended up cutting down the foam and the fabric so that it would be a lot easier to work with, because like I said, I had gotten 2 yards of the fabric and pretty much the same amount for the foam, and I knew I wasn't going to need 2 yards. So this makes it more pliable, to be able to work with. So what I'm going to do is, just make sure that the piece of wood for the seat is centered. I'm going to start with the foam to get that tacked down. That way it's secure. And if there's additional like this that I need to cut off, I can go ahead and cut it off. And that way it'll make sure that all the way around the seat you have the padding, and you're not going to be getting cut or splinters when you're sitting on this. Okay, let's cut some of this off. And I do find that usually when for the corners, and especially if you got rounded ends, it does require to be trimmed off some, so you got a nice snug fit without it buckling. And then this will, when I trim off the excess, we'll be able to smooth it out. I think the stapler has a mind of its own. Probably why my husband don't like me messing with his tools. I know I'm not out of staples. Nope. Okay. And then this way, you have a nice soft seat to sit on, because what was on there before, like I said, was that mesh. So, and it was bound to break down. At least with this, you're not going to have to worry about it breaking down on you. Plus, this is actually going to be in my garden shed with the table that I had purchased with this seat. So yeah, I'm gonna have to cut some of this excess off, but that's okay. That way everything is nice and smooth, laying flat. And when I put the fabric on, But like I said, I'm going to cut all this excess off. So that the fabric will end up laying nice and flat. Okay. And then that way I can see if there's any place that I need to add additional staples to the foam. And it looks like right here I might need to. Let me cut that. Yep. Right here I need another staple. And we'll more than likely have to do the same thing with the fabric. Okay, so now you got a nice smoother area for the fabric to be wrapped around. All right, once again, just make sure it's nice and even. I'm actually gonna start in the front. Make sure you pull it taut. And usually, like for around the corner, when you go around the corners, you do like those little pleats. Oops, I think I'm out of staples now. Okay, replenish the staples. Like I said, you see that on the corner, the roundness. Just make sure, you know, that when you have the pleat, it allows that transition to be nice and smooth when you're going around the corners. Okay. Same on this side. Make sure, you know, the look is uniform. Piece looks really good. You know what I love doing this kind of stuff, to be able to take somebody else's and make it my own. You know, it's such a cost savings, you know, and I'm all about saving costs, you know, and it also just shows that you can still have beautiful things in your garden without having to pay an arm and a leg. And I'm like all for that, 24/7. Because like I tell my husband, that just gives me extra money to spend on something else. I don't think he pretty much embraces that mindset, but you know, it is. If you can end up getting something without having to pay full price for it, you know, my thing is, if there is something that I want that may end up costing a little bit more because of what I saved, okay, it's not going to cause any type of hardship, you know. I mean, gardening anyway shouldn't cause any type of hardship. Making things beautiful, you know, that just, to me, that's what it's all about. It's making things beautiful, you know, for you to enjoy, and what have you. So this is coming along very nicely. I can't wait to see it connected to the chair. Because like I said, when you see what was on there before, this is definitely going to spruce it up and look very nice in the shed. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, it looked like two was caught in there. I said this thing has a mind. Oh, and it might have been I was stapling on a staple. Okay. Oh, yes, let's turn this around. And then that way I can tug it and do my pleats. That's it, so you have that uniform look, that finished look. Get the stapler to do what it needs to do. And I will, like I did with the foam, any excess that's on here, I'm going to go ahead and clip that off so that it is nice, has a nice fit to it when we connect it to the chair. Oops, I think I got another one. Okay, so let's get this excess cut off. So that too can lay nicely. And then I'll go around, and if there's anything that I need to tack down or to secure, I will do so. Okay, let me take a look. Oh, look at that. Very nice. And it did not take that long to redo, the seat. So thank you. What I'll do next is, I won't do it. My husband will, because it took like these special screws that he will adhere it to the chair, and I will showcase the finished product. This is the piece when I first saw it, and this is when we sat in it, and now this is the finished product. Love that pop of yellow. It just makes it.
If you found this informative and liked, please hit the subscribe button and share with your friends. Thanks again for visiting Inspiring Garden Corner.
Gardening is so good for the soul, and I hope that everyone is inspired to take a chance